Check, check, check. It's Yammie Noob, back at it again with a Q&A. What is up, everyone? It's your boy, Yammie Noob, back at it again. 2 videos in 1 week. What's going on? I actually decided to upload more. That's what happened. I'm gonna be perfectly frank with you. That's exactly what happened. Today, I wanted to do a video for the fans. I'm doing a Q&A for you guys. Yesterday, I put up a quick photo on Instagram, some stupid SpongeBob picture saying, yo, ask me some questions, I will answer them in the video. I got a lot of questions. I got like, I think 120 something, so obviously I can't answer all of them, but I picked the ones that I loved best, and I'm gonna try to answer them. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into these questions. JSR.C asks, why do you like Triumphs so much? Is that even a question, bro? What kind of question is that? Triumphs are the best, man. Have you ridden a triple? Have you gotten to experience how delicious a triple cylinder motorcycle feels, sounds, and revs? They're the best. I know that other manufacturers make triples, Yamaha makes a triple, but there is something just oh so juicy about the Triumph triple. They have really good fueling, they just feel awesome, they rev really smoothly. Hands down favorite power plant of any motorcycle I've ridden, so that's why I like them so much. Al Hassan Manhal asks, can you do more history videos, preferably on MV Agusta? So I actually really enjoy doing those history videos. They're really fun. If you haven't seen them, I'll link a few down below. They're really fun to make, but the one thing about them is they are ridiculously time intensive. It's a lot easier for me, unfortunately, to just, make a video like this or a quick list video, but conducting like a ton of research on a manufacturer and then, finding all the footage and piecing it together. I mean, those videos easily took 12, 15 hours of work to put together, and I just don't have that kind of time nowadays, which is unfortunate, but if I ever do have that kind of time, I would love to make more videos like that because they're really rewarding to make from a sort of creative perspective, but I just don't have the time right now, unfortunately. Sorry. I know that's the answer you probably don't want to hear, but it is what it is. Bidham Puyal asks, by the way, Bidham, I have seen your comments on Instagram and YouTube for forever now, so thank you for being a long-term supporter, for real. I've seen your little thumbnail and name all over the place. Hey man, been subbed to you way back before you hit the boulder. Hope you climb on another Daytona soon and start making dope videos. I want to ask, when will we be getting to see another bike and you riding on it? So this was a question that many different people asks about, either when I'm gonna start riding again, when I'm gonna get a motorcycle again, why I'm not riding right now. I guess I'll try to address all of those. So in terms of time frame of when I'm gonna start riding again, it's complicated right now. It's complicated for a couple of different reasons. Not necessarily for my hand, which actually is doing pretty well. I can actually fully twist the throttle now, which is really great. There's really no issue. We have a couple bike share companies here in Dallas, and I've been able to ride a bicycle up and down the street. I know I could ride a motorcycle again, but there's some complicating factors, the reasons that I can't right now. So I guess I can kind of get into it a little bit. I'm at a point now where if I were to get back into motorcycles, I don't want to ride them on the street. Before my wreck, I was already kind of feeling like I didn't want to ride on the street anymore, and I was already kind of trying to transition to being like a track-only bro / maybe a couple trails here and there. But so if I were to go back, I would like to buy a track bike, and I'd like to buy a dirt bike so I could ride trails and ride on the track. I don't want to do any more road riding. So for me to do that, because I have the Z now, I would have to. It's complicated because I have a single-sized garage, right? So I'd need to get a bigger garage. So I'd probably have to buy a house or rent a bigger place that has a two-sided garage, or rent a house or something like that. I could then also, I'd also have to buy the bikes themselves. I'd have to also figure out a way to transport them. So I'd probably have to get some sort of beater truck to trailer the bikes with, or some kind of car to trailer the bikes with, because the Z can't tow a motorcycle. So all in all, it's kind of like a big sort of lifestyle shift for me. So I'm trying to figure out when I'd kind of be able to do that. That's kind of the reasons behind it. I wish I did feel confident enough to ride on the street. I just don't, to be honest. I've been through 2 accidents now, which were both my fault. Garage. I don't know, man. I think I want to just keep it to the track because that's the type of riding I want to do, and I want to explore a motorcycle to its limits, and you just can't do that on the road. So that's the answer. Kind of long-winded, but I hope that answers everyone's questions about that. Black Sam asks, how long are Yammie Noob's Yammie pubes? They are 69 inches long. I've never shaved them in my life. McJack Goes Fast asks, how has life been post-crash? Also, you mentioned that things are preventing you from getting back into riding. What are they? Kind of already answered that second part, so I'll answer the first one. Life post-crash has been humbling, to say the least. It's really easy before you have something like that happen to you to kind of feel like you're immortal, like you can do whatever you want, like there's no consequences to your actions, but nothing makes you realize, that there are consequences to what you do, like a crash like I had, unfortunately. So it's been humbling, I would say that. It's also been really difficult. I got to do a bunch of rehab and physical therapy, and I'm only now at a point where I feel pretty okay with how my arm and my hand is doing. So yeah, I would say humbling. Humbling. Dawson Flores asks, how is the range of motion in your hand? Do you still play the guitar? It just so happens. It just so happens. If I can get to it. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go this way. This was a silly idea. Of course I still get fiddle, son. Of course, boy. What you think this is, boy? The answer is yes. Homogeneous Pigeons asks, when will we see mods on the 370? If not, do you think you'll get another project car or another bike? Mods on the 370 are pretty unlikely, although I will say I'm pretty close to getting it paid off, and I'm maybe you're not thinking about supercharging it. That would be pretty sick, but it is just really expensive to run like a project car or track car or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's so much more expensive than bikes. Like, I remember swapping tires on my bikes was no big deal. I would just swap tires all day long. I was like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. When the Z needs new tires, I'm like, oh boy, okay, I'm about to drop $600 today. That's great. So, not as fun. Bang Shift Bill asks, what's it been like taking a step back from the YouTube life and having a regular gig? Would you ever consider going back to full-time content creation? I thought this was a really great question, and I love talking about this because some people are kind of new to the channel, they don't know, so I'll kind of walk through this. So I started the channel kind of as like a repository for videos to show my dad that I was writing. And it kind of just slowly grew into this thing that was larger than life, and I kind of just, I took the opportunity and I ran with it. So I ran the channel full time for about like 7 months. I was just doing YouTube full time, but I wanted to keep doing it full time, but the thing is I was presented with an opportunity to go work at a startup that I really couldn't say no to, so I went to go work for them, and now I work at another smaller company doing similar things but kind of different things as well. So it's not that I wouldn't want to go back to doing YouTube full time, it's just that right now I'm advancing in my career and kind of looking forward and thinking about like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do the YouTube thing forever, so I wanna make sure that my career is still in a good place. That way, once this will eventually fizzle out, like everything in life fizzles out, right? Once this kind of goes the way of the dinosaur, I have something to fall back on. So I don't wanna be in a point where I've only done this for 3-5 years and then all of a sudden it's like, well, what are your skills other than shit posting on the internet, right? So I just always wanna make sure that I am, in a good place. So that's kind of why I do it. And I mean, it's not too much effort to kind of keep up with this channel and work, so it's been good for me. The other thing about that too is, I mean, the channel, I'm really, really lucky in that a lot of the content that I made over the years has just kind of stood the test of time. I still get like 1.5 to 2 million views every month based on all my old videos, which is nuts. So it's been really good for me. I really enjoy it, but I don't know if I'd ever go back to doing it full time, honestly. I kind of like, showing up in an office and working with people and getting that kind of interaction rather than just doing like the solo man life and grinding away on YouTube. Hopefully that answers your question. Derek Dunsthall asks, does it freak you out so many people know so much about you? Yes, it really, really does. One time I was at the grocery store and someone spotted me, or I guess recognized who I was, and started asking me all these questions about kind of what was going on and what I was doing, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just really, really weird still to be speaking to a stranger that just knows a whole lot about you and you don't know a whole lot about them. It's a weird sort of like one-sided relationship thing. I've gotten used to it, but it's still Still kind of weird too. So it's why anytime those situations happen, I try to ask them questions about themselves so it doesn't feel like it's so lopsided, but I'm still not used to it. It's still a little weird. Content Vibe, Steeziest Trays, by the way, asks, why did you stop skateboarding? I mean, I still do skate from time to time, right? Like I'll still like grab my board and just go, you know, kind of cruise around here and there. But honestly, it's a time thing. I mean, everything once you're an adult boils down to time and what you want to spend your time on. So for me, I stopped skateboarding in earnest maybe in like 9th or 10th grade. I kind of just stopped really caring about it in like a serious way. I used to have dreams about getting sponsored and doing all kinds of stuff. I took it pretty seriously, but it started to dawn on me that I was a lot better at other things than skateboarding, and I was kind of fitting a square peg into a round hole when it came to skateboarding. I was like, well, you know, I could keep doing this, but I'm not naturally that good at it. And I started playing guitar and, you know, getting into music, and I was like, wow, this just comes like really naturally to me. So I kind of just leaned into my talents more than anything. That's why. Slug Bruh asks, where is your favorite place to ride anywhere in the world? Hands down, favorite place I've ever ridden is the backwoods or back bush of Brisbane. I had a magical experience there when I was up there in 2016, and I just love those roads. It was just so peaceful and calm up there, and I just definitely one of my favorite roads that I've ridden. I didn't get to do my Himalayas trip last year, which sucks, and I'm sure that would have taken #1, but so far it's been Brisbane. Sorrentino asks, how did you get into riding motorcycles? So my dad used to ride motorcycles. He rode them for a bit when he was younger, and I've always been curious about them, mostly because growing up I started getting into cars, and then I started looking at bikes and looking at their performance, and I was like, they're how much and they go how fast? And you know, the math just kind of made itself for me. And it was really cool because I realized that, you know, with even $10,000, you could get something that was, you know, rocket ship performance, like true, like racing technology type of things, which you just can't get that with the car, and that's kind of what I was looking for. That's kind of why I got into riding. One Travis 2 asks, how's your arm and hand function? Is riding a possibility? We all know motovlogs are dead. What's your 2 cents on that? So hand and arm always doing better every day, slowly regaining full function of it. Just a matter of time. There's 3 different nerves that have to make their way all across my arm, so we'll get there, boys. We'll get there. As far as motovlogs being dead, yeah, I don't know, because I don't really watch motovlogs as much anymore. I like watching like raw riding footage and track footage more than I actually watch motovlogs. I don't think motovlogs are dead necessarily, because there's always newbies getting into the scene that want to see someone ride a motorcycle, but also want the narrative behind that motorcycle rider, right? Storytelling is always going to be king. So I don't think that it's going to go away necessarily. I think it's just going to become, you know, kind of better produced and maybe less cringy over time. That's kind of the way the content works on the internet. But I do think there's also like a massive repository of motovlogs that people can watch already now, so I don't know if there's a big incentive to make more motovlogging content, but that's kind of my take on it. Jack Hamo asks, if you could choose to own any bike in the world for daily rides, what would it be? Like if I only could ride one bike everywhere for daily all the time, that's a tough one. I'd be inclined for something like the FZ10 or the MT10, just because it's, you know, it's got an awesome sound, reasonable ergonomics, but then again, you also run into, you know, should I get a Tuono at that point? Like it's tough, right? If you only could have one bike, you probably don't want a super sport or a super bike because the ergonomics are just really committed, and if you're gonna use it all the time, you'd want something a little more upright, but I also want power. It'd be that or like an ADV, I think, honestly, or a Sumo, my child. Dylan Hayes 103 asks, if you had to get a vintage bike, what would you get? I would definitely get like a 1960s Triumph Bonneville. Those are one of the first bikes I ever fell in love with. I would do that, and I would do like a cool sort of like tracker style build on it, kind of get some more upright bars. I think that'd be really neat. That Z800 rider asks, Yammie Noob, nice. Did you enjoy riding or making music more? That one's, it's weird because like they tick off different parts of my brain, right? Like making music is like this really intrinsically deep and fulfilling activity that is like, it makes me like kind of melancholic and nostalgic, and I just love like kind of, you know, relaxing and coaxing sounds out of these machines that I have. But riding is much more of a visceral kind of just adrenaline rush and thrill for me. Like I just feel so energized after I do it, and I just love the way it makes me feel. So I don't know if I love one more than the other, it's that they just do very different things for me. Neo Kahil asks, Ducati or Triumph? What you think? Triumph, dog! Ducati biscotti looking ass. Olden511 asks, what is your favorite video you've posted? The ones I've made that I love the most, like, have no views, which is really typical. I still love my Do It With Dan parody that I made. That's like my favorite one. I mean, I spent like all day filming it, so it really took a long time to make. I love the scooter build video. That was super funny to me. I really enjoyed making the 5 beginner bikes you should get for 2018 video, where it's just me harping on Turbo Hayabusas for about 6 minutes straight. That to me is just, I love shit like that. I think it's super funny, so one of those 3, yeah. Mason Huntley asks, pizza bites or regular pizza? Definitely regular pizza. I think pizza bites are actually pretty overrated. Regular pizza you can get at phenomenal quality from a variety of different sources. Pizza bites are always frozen and kind of soggy and shitty, so real pizza all the way. Unchained Adam asks, how do you feel about hedgehogs? Very cute. Hard to pet though. I mean, and just difficult to own as a pet in general, right? Like, I mean, I love dogs and cats because you can kind of get in there and kind of pet them and, you know, just have some fun with them. But hedgehogs are just these prickly little bastards. I mean, they're very cute, but not a very good pet. Greg Ripley asks, favorite porn site? I mean, obviously it's DaytonaDildos.com, owned by Yammie Noob. Hayden Mills 77653 asks, when did you make your channel? I made it like June of 2015, so geez, it's almost been 3 years. That's crazy. Holy crap. Sylvester, I can't say that last one. Oh, that's Sylvester backwards, that's funny. Where is your channel going in the future? I have no idea. I have no clue. I used to think that I'd know and I could do, you know, I could figure it out and this and that, but I'm taking it 1 week at a time, man. I have no idea where it's going. It could all just collapse one day, so we'll see. Chip Skylark 98 asks, what is your favorite moment in your life? Wow, that is a big question. Let me think about this. Favorite moment in my life. That's hard, man. That's really hard. I would say any moment where I just felt like truly at peace, which is really difficult, but there have been times where I've just felt like truly at ease and I didn't feel like I had any kind of like problems or things to worry about. There was a trip to Europe I took with my brother and my dad. We went to Germany and France, and I remember being on the train in Germany, and I was listening to this playlist that I made at the time. I just remember looking out the window, and I felt a real sense of calm that I had usually not felt, and that was a really good moment for me. Also, like, just kind of, you know, if I can self-aggrandize for a second, like receiving my play button was a really big moment for me too. I just never thought that I'd actually make this into what it is today, and it's still weird that it is a thing, but I still really resonate with that. I was like, holy shit, like I actually got this little button that I always wanted to get, so that was kind of cool. Hard question though, hard question. SCV Dad asks, where were you born? I was born in São Paulo, Brazil. Spoon Guy 11 asks, do you play any video games? If so, which console do you play on Papa Scabby Lube? That's Papa Scabby Lube. So I actually just recently got a PS4. I am a console dork. I don't PC game, unfortunately. Even though my PC, all it needs is a beefy ass graphics card, and it could do the job for sure. But yeah, I picked up a PS4. I've been playing Destiny a little bit with my brother, and I recently, you know, just went balls to the wall and got Dark Souls 3, which is a game that, against everyone's better judgment, told me to not get, and I should not do it because I'm a filthy casual, but I fucking loved Dark Souls 3, and I got good, and I beat it. I beat Dark Souls 3, the whole fucking thing. I sunk about like 35 hours into it, but I actually beat Dark Souls 3, which is a weird accomplishment to feel super proud about, but fuck me, that game was tough. But yeah, I love Dark Souls 3, loved it. I'm thinking of playing Bloodborne next, so we'll see. Wyatt Pierce Official-ish asks, how much does motorcycle insurance / health insurance cost where you are? Well, my health insurance is paid by my employer and I don't own a motorcycle, so $0. Davis Swin asks, of all your types of motorcycle riders, which two best represent you? I would say the Street Rossi character, and I would say the that one, the well-researched / forum guru guy or whatever. Like, goddamn, I spent so much time poring over forums and researching shit before I actually got into riding bikes. So that's me, equal parts nerdy, equal parts stupid-ass Street Rossi. Josh Bergeron22 asks, is every riding day a near-death experience? And did the day you got into your accident feel any different? Just seeing if your mind could not predict the future. I swear I'm not crazy. I think you are a little crazy. I'm trying to see what you're saying here. So I guess what you're asking is like, does every day feel like it's a near-death experience, or did, like, when I got into my wreck, did it feel like that day was off at all? And no, it really didn't. It was a great day until the accident. I was riding with my friends, was on top of the world, feeling good. Yeah, I felt like a completely regular day, and then shit went sideways. So, nope. An absolute unit, that's a funny meme, asks, exactly how many chests did you have when you were 11? I had 4 chests. I now have 5, so I've not grown very much. DGood28 asks, what's your ultimate dream bike and dream car? Dream car is easy, GT3 RS, all day, every day. I believe it's the 997 generation. Not the 991, not the newer ones, the one before the brand new ones. So the one with like the white and the red with the GT3 RS on it. I have a little, this one, the GT3 RS. And for dream bike, I got lucky because it's the Daytona 675R, and I owned 2 of them. I almost said 1 of them, 2 of them. And James41499 asks, how are you, Yam? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing pretty good. Life is challenging, but I like it, and we're gonna keep going. Hugo.cw asks, what is your dream racetrack / road? I've already driven on my dream road, which was the, what is it, Latigo in California. I've heard nothing but good things about it ever since I went, and then when I went, yeah, it's amazing. It's this amazing mountain sort of canyon road. It's so good. It's so good. It's amazing. But then dream track is Laguna Seca. Come on, dude. One of these days, I've got to see what that corkscrew is all about. Gotta see it one day. Kevin Tattoo 1 asks, are traps gay? Traps, like traps? Oh, hold on, I'm gonna Google this. Maybe this is a meme that I don't understand. Are traps gay? Trap is an internet slang term used online for people who cross-dress in androgynous anime characters. Frequently used on 4chan, the word is taken from the popular Admiral Akbar meme, it's a trap, and used to express fear that someone is attempting to trick or confuse other sexuality through appearance changes. What the fuck? I don't know if it's gay or not. I don't really... So it's like when a dude turns into a girl and someone's attracted to that girl? We're not gonna get into this, man. This is weird. This is not that kind of channel. And that's gonna wrap it up for today, boys. Thanks so much for submitting your questions. If you wanna get in on the next Q&A, I think maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks, I might try another one. Feel free to follow my Instagram. I'll usually post up a picture up there asking for questions. People do tend to ask a lot, and I don't pick them based on like whoever, wrote them in first or whatever. I just pick the ones I like best. So feel free to write them in. Also feel free to DM me, but for the love of God, don't DM me about your random beginner bike qualms. I get a lot of those, and I almost always repeat the same answer. So if you do have a question, please feel free to shoot it over to me, but just know that if it's like beginner bike related, I just don't really have an answer for you besides what the internet's already gonna tell you. So sorry, I just wanted to put that out there. Anyways, guys, hope this was fun. You have yourself a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.